mission is they had to go to the priest and say, hey, look, I'm clean. I'm clean. And the priest would basically say, you can now come back and live with the people. Jesus said, go to the priest and you'll be cleansed. Now, if I had leprosy, if I was one of those guys, and I had this guy named Jesus, who I know has healed so many people, I'd be like, okay, no. See, can you just like snap your finger and just like, I'm clean? Could you spit on me or something? Like lightning bolt, I don't care, something. Just do it now. Why do I have to go and why? See, that's what we do. We like to have this whole argument with God and Jesus and be like, hey, here, how about this? God, if you save me from my parents' divorce, I'll become a Christian. God, if you get me out of this situation, I'll give all thanks to you. See, we like to all of a sudden put God into this scenario of, oh, you make it better, then I'll do what you say. See, Jesus didn't say, okay, well here, I'll clean you, then go to the priest. No, he told these 10 guys, I want you to go to the priest and you will become clean. They physically had to go do something. Whenever it comes to your faith, if you're sitting there doing nothing, do you think God's going to grant that? He's a very powerful God, he's holding the world together, and he will listen to your cries and listen to your tears. He's knowing you and knowing your pain. But if you're doing nothing about it, is he going to be blessing your faith? Are you showing your faith? See, faith is obeying the invisible with the visible in your life. Faith is not saying, hey, I see it, so I will go do it. It's, I believe it, so I will go do it. You don't see the air you breathe, do you? But you know it's there. You have faith in it. God's not going to appear in front of you and say, hey, George, how are you doing? I don't know why George just popped in my head. George, I'm gonna help you. I am the creator of all things human and other things. So I'm gonna help you. Now have faith in me. No. That's not how God works. That's not how Jesus worked to portray God's power in front of people. He wanted them to go and work and show their faith. See, those 10 guys literally said, you would have to go through their mind and be like, dude, I got to go way over there to get clean. You're the all-powerful God. Heal me now. Maybe they argued for a little bit. Maybe, a few curse words. I don't know. But they walked away. They said, okay, fine. So they walked away. They showed their faith by walking away, by listening to God. One of my favorite stories about faith is in Matthew 14 when it talks about Peter. Now, Peter is known for running his mouth and known for having a big mouth and not listening to what Jesus is trying to tell him in life. He only denied him a couple of times in life. But this one story in particular, I love this. Jesus appears to them in a very, very odd way, walking on water. I do that all the time. But he's walking on water, and all of a sudden you see these guys in a boat, and they're like, whoa! Check it out! It's Jesus! And Peter's like, dude, that's not Jesus. That's not Jesus. Hey, if you're Jesus, then you're going to call me out of the boat, and I'm going to walk on water too. And Jesus said, Peter, come on. Crap. Wasn't expecting him to say that. So Peter steps out of the boat. He was probably just like, whatever. Whoa. Dude, check it out, walking on water. He's probably walking up there. He's looking at the back of the boat saying, look at this! He's all excited. He's like, I'm walking on water! And then all of a sudden, wind, lightning, bad things start happening. Like a lot of us in our Christian walk, when bad things happen, we forget about the faith we have in God. And bad stuff started happening, and all of a sudden he was like, whoa! And took his eyes off Jesus. And as soon as he did that, he started sinking. Key word is, as soon as he took his eyes off Jesus, the faith that he once had, all confident, walking on water, looking all big, bad, and tough, he turned into a little girl because he took his eyes off Jesus. His faith was very strong until it got rocky, until he had to rely with God with his whole life. And then all of a sudden, he had little faith. And that's what Jesus says, oh, you of little faith. You didn't think I would protect you. You didn't think I would care for you. See, what we forget about faith is that we are a culture that we think that we have to feel it, touch it, see it, instead of just believing it. See, a couple weeks ago we did that nice, cool, intimate, hey, thumbs, awesome. I still have a scar wound. By the way, that is not leprosy, but that is me rubbing red paint off my skin and rubbing skin with it. I will have a permanent remembrance of that night. I'm okay, I take one for the team. But we had a very intimate, romantic feeling of that night, and all of a sudden we had red paint. Christ was emotional, crying, tears. Yes! You had faith. I believe that God's going to save me, and then you left here and you did what? Did you still have the same faith that God healed you, fixed you, that you walked in, experienced, and you walked out with that same one? 24 hours later, did it have the same impact on you? 48 hours later, did it have the same impact on you? Spring break, do you even remember? See, faith isn't a light switch. You just turn it off and on when you feel like it. It's not. It's either always on or it's always off. And the second part that I want to talk about is this. The second thing is that it is good to spend time at the feet of Jesus. I got nasty feet. I played soccer my whole life. My feet are disgusting. No toenails falling off. It's just not pretty. But the thing is that what's great about it, let's just say the Samaritan, let's just call him Bob. Bob, the Samaritan, the foreigner, the person who should not be even communicating with Jewish, Christians, anything, the outcast, the foreigner, Bob decided to do something even bigger than the others did. Because it said this, it said that the 9 that went there, or the 10 that went there, only one returned. One of them, when he saw he was healed, came back to Jesus shouting, "Praise God," and fell to the ground at Jesus' feet, thanking him for what he had done. This man was a Samaritan. You had this foreigner come running back to Jesus to thank him. You had 9 guys who knew the Jewish law, who knew who Jesus was, and they went on with their own daily life saying, "Sweet, I got healed. Why do I need to thank him? Why do I need to return to him? Because here's the key thing. That one man decided, hey, you know what? It's more important for me to have a relationship with him than just be religious. A Samaritan who wasn't religious decided to come back and have a relationship with the man that healed him. You call yourself Christians, some of you. When's the last time that you thanked God for providing you a breath of fresh air, a breath of air, anytime? When's the last time that you thanked God for having somebody in your life, parents, who love you and support you and care for you? When's the last time you thanked God for saving you from a diseased world? We're all sick. We're all diseased until we go to the Father and accept him for him. We're just like these 10 guys. Sweet, we got healed. See you, Jesus. That's us. That's our mentality. But this one foreigner came back, fell on his feet, and said, Jesus, thank you for healing me. He didn't go to the priest because, I'm sorry, but back then, if you had leprosy, you could have had it for years. You're shunned from your family, kids, everything, all society, no Xbox games, nothing.